Well, everybody, I finally got a Lexus IS F. It wasn't the color or the year that I was looking for, but it was such a great deal. So let me tell you about it and show you the car. Hey everybody, Martin with Marty Motoring. So I want to show you my new car. I got this because it was such a good deal. I actually bought it from my brother. We're just here in the shopping center parking lot. And I always wanted an ISF, but I didn't want to pay top dollar. And before, it just wasn't the right time. I definitely wanted to supercharge that 350 I had, and I did sell that. And the reason I sold that is because I wanted to use the money for some other things. I had to use the money for some other stuff. So I sold the supercharged IS350, and now I have this ISF. And the only reason I got this is because it was such a good deal, and I actually bought it for my brother. So I started the YouTube channel in 2017, 18-ish, and if you remember back then, any of the ISF videos, or if there was a silver ISF in the videos, this is actually the same car. This was the car that was on the channel, and now it is mine. So my brother bought this in 2017. It's a 2008 Lexus ISF, so it was 9 years old at the time, had 67,000 miles, and now has a lot more, I'll show you. But he maintained it, did oil changes, all that. It's been through a lot of tires, just kind of random stuff. Overall, it is in good condition. So it is currently 2022. The market is ridiculous for used cars. Finding a clean title 2010 was seemingly impossible. I could not find it because I wanted it because of the LSD, but I just could not find one for under 30K, and my budget was lower. I sold the IS350, and I didn't really want to spend more than I paid, and I sold that for. I wasn't even thinking of getting this. I was just gonna have my Scion XB as a daily, but then my brother asked me, hey, do you want to buy my ISF? And I started thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, that would actually be pretty cool. How much do you want for it? And we talked about price, and it has 145,000 miles on it, which is a lot, but it has been decently well maintained. Some things have been, just because he doesn't drive it that much, it wasn't his primary car for a while. Some things need attention, and I'll show you that in a second. But overall, it's a very good condition. We decided on $17,000. And that was a little bit lower than the Kelly Blue Book value, and it also came with some goodies like an extra set of stock wheels, because these are the Neiman Marcus special edition wheels, and that has an extra set of tires, so I have 2 sets of wheels and tires. And then it also came with a full carbon fiber lip, side skirts, and spats for the rear that were never installed. It came with these side vent things, and he just never installed it. He liked the stock look, but I think I'm gonna put all of that on and make it look really cool. Now up front, the headlights have been replaced. These are Depot V2s, which I actually did a video on with another silver ISF that was Poor Man Mods. My brother was on the channel once or twice. He's a barber. He's into cars, but he doesn't like doing crazy things to them. But the ISF really fit his lifestyle and just having a nice car cruising around. He did these lights. Now this does have a RR Racing tune. It also has a Borla Catback. It has a Josie intake elbow. It also has some decent rotors and pads. It has 2011 ISF suspension. I had found that for him since his other suspension was kind of old, and the 08s weren't known for the best suspension. So he has that kind of stock ride quality of a 2011 on a 2008. The other reason why I wanted this for that price is I knew the history of this vehicle. There is an accident or two on the Carfax, because right when he got this car, some girl just ran a stop sign and hit the front bumper and headlight, so that was replaced. And then the rear bumper randomly flew off one day on the highway, like something came up and like ripped it off. So all that has been replaced. It was just bumpers. So the bumpers are kind of not exactly the same silver, just because of fading and all that, but that's not a big deal, especially for the price. I actually just added those V-Lamp lights that I got from my buddy, and I have the stock tail lights in the trunk. So that was like the first mod that I did before I even made this video. I also added a different start stop button, so I'll show you that in a second. But those are really the only mods I did, and I have a bunch more planned. I literally just got it the other day. I haven't really had much time to do anything to it. Just drive it, and we're about to do an oil change it needs, and install a couple parts I had laying around just from previous IS stuff. But let me show you the interior, and you can decide if this was a good deal or not. So the dash and panels are in decent condition. Really the only exterior issues is bumper fitment, which I can fix, and faded carbon fiber roof spoiler, which isn't a big deal. There's no real like big scratches, dents, or dings, like little stuff like this. This seems to happen, but I actually kind of want to wrap the car and do some more to it, make it a little louder, wrap it a cool color, put some carbon fiber bits. I think that would make it look really nice. Here in the interior, the seats are pretty worn just for its age, so I need to go through and clean this whole thing up. We have a Gatorade because we went to Hunt Valley Cars and Coffee, and I was just hanging out with some Lexus guys. Just wanted to cruise with this thing, and it's mostly stock shape, but everything is pretty worn in here, but that's okay because I'm a little bit bigger guy, so it was going to get worn anyway. You can see the seats are pretty flattened here. They're not as bolstery on the bottom, but the top bolsters are still good. Still very comfortable, and they work. This thing just really needs a deep clean. The screen works and everything. Like I said, we have the red F start button, which I just added last night. So let's start it up. Oh yeah, get that nice V8 rumble. I would like to do headers on this or gut them. I'm not sure yet. I think there is a tick sound from the broken exhaust manifold or headers. That's actually pretty common on the 08 ISFs. And as far as valley plate leak, there's no signs of it, but that's something I may have to get taken care of in the near future. Now, like I said, 145,000 miles. I was not lying. That is a lot of mileage, but this car has been mostly highway driven and not really driven in winter much. So he put about 75,000 miles on this car, and you can see some lights are blinking. There is a TPMS sensor that was replaced and never programmed, so we get a check system light. And then the AFS is actually for the headlights. I just need to remove a fuse for the headlights to just not show that, because a lot of the aftermarket headlights do not have AFS. Now here in the center console, like I said, screen works and everything, digitizer is good, AC works well. This was actually cracked, this area, so I took this off and tried to super glue it. Didn't come out very good, and this is just residue from a phone mount that was there. So I kind of want to get a new piece altogether of this and then just put a fresh phone mount. Well, speakers sound okay. It's not Mark Levinson, but it does have DVD, so I believe it is just Pioneer. And then up here, you get some wear on the steering wheel, but luckily there are a bunch of aftermarket options for these steering wheels that look really cool. We do have the F Sport carbon fiber shift knob, but you know, this is an F. I'm not sure if I want to keep F Sport on there. Maybe I can scrape that off, I don't know. But yeah, other than that, it's just your basic ISF stuff. You know, 5-liter V8, 8-speed automatic transmission, very responsive magnesium paddle shifters. I believe they're magnesium. Yeah, they're like metallic. They actually get cold in the colder weather. There are some halogens in the headlights up front, so I need to change that to LED. We got the VLANs on. There's just like a bunch of little things I want to do to this car. Now we're on the road. That's pretty much the gist of it. I bought it from my brother for a below market price. Came with a lot of goodies. It's been decently maintained other than a few little issues. And yeah, now I have an ISF that I can do stuff with and have fun with. And I think I'm actually going to make this my daily driver now that we have the Mazda family SUV. If you've seen the video before this one, did a little bit of a review on that vehicle. Very nice, very good for the family. And now I can just kind of have this and not drive it in the winter. We'll drive the SUV instead if I need to go somewhere. I don't drive all that much these days with working from home and everything, so I don't really need a daily driver like I used to. If I do need to go somewhere and drive, this is actually pretty tame right now. I mean, it handles relatively well. You can kind of drive it just like you would drive a Corolla or something. Just get decent gas mileage because of the 8-speed, probably like 25 to 26 miles per gallon. It's really not that bad, but when you step on it, that's really when it opens up and uses that extra fuel. So it's a really good car that can do both well. And then when you step on it like that, it just goes, and it's so fun. My thought is that for 17 grand, this is just a whole lot of performance in a nice, reliable Toyota used car. And it's just really nice to be able to have that. And this has a clean title, and it's getting harder to find these with clean titles. I think that was the slowest highway merge I've ever done in my life. All right. Go. We're back just, you know, cruising. It's nice and quiet with this Borla exhaust. Coming from the IS 350, I feel like this has a lot more room in the seat area, the head area, also just like the visibility. I feel like since I'm lower, I can see more. I think it's more comfortable. Of course, it feels a lot beefier and the transmission feels better. Those are some of the initial things I felt about this. And when you step on it, man, that V8 sound will never get old. Drop in the comments, what do you think? Do you think this is a good deal for what these are going for now? The 08s being a little bit older, more affordable. I think this is a good mix of power and reliability and luxury. And that's why I picked it up. And I'm excited to do some things to it. Have a few parts on the way, nothing crazy yet. Definitely drop in the comments, what do you think of the new ride? It's nothing incredibly special, but it is one of about 5,000 in North America. So that's something, even though it's the most common color and year. 2008, the most ISFs were made, and silver was one of the most popular colors. So I just got home, and first things first, maintenance. I'm gonna change the oil in this thing. I'd put some conditioner in there to kind of clean everything out before I drain it. And now I can drain the oil now that there's about 100 miles on it. We're gonna use some Pennzoil because I've had good results with that in the past. Being a higher mileage car, I just wanna be extra careful. And maintenance is key. Maintenance is really the first mod. I did these two little things just because I had an hour and I had the parts sitting there, but maintenance is the first big mod because I want this thing to last and I want it to run well. So with that being said, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. Lots more Lexus ISF videos coming. You can follow me at Marty Motoring on Instagram, always posting stuff there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep those wheels turning. So long.